So in this session, I will discuss the doubts related to topic moles and acids. First one is question 41. In question 41, the question is the Avogadro's constant is 6 exponent 23 per mole. Therefore, the number of atoms in 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So how we can work out the number of atoms in 1 mole of carbon dioxide? So when we have 1 mole of carbon dioxide, that will have 6.02 into 10 power 23 molecules. So these are the number of the molecules it present in 1 mole of carbon dioxide. But in the question, they are asking for number of atoms. So as we know, the ratio between molecule to atom, that if we have one molecule of carbon dioxide, how many atoms are there? There's one carbon atom and there are two oxygen atoms. So total 3 atoms are there. So ratio of the molecule to atom is 1 is to 3. So if we have 6.02 into 10 power 23 molecules, how many atoms will be there? X. We cross multiply, so this will be 3 multiplied by 6.02 into 10 power 23, which will come out as 1.8 into 10 power 24. So D will be the right answer for this. Is it clear? Because in the question they are asking for number of atoms. So we know about the molecule, we can work out the atoms. Then question 46. The same idea, uh, the CFC, dichloro-difluoromethane, has a molecular formula of CCl2F2, and its molar mass is 121 gram per mole. What is the total number of atoms present in 2.42 grams of dichloro-difluoromethane? So first we'll find the moles. So we know the moles equal mass in gram, which is 2.42 gram, divided by molar mass, which is 121. So 2.42 divided by 121, this will give us 0.02 moles. To get the number of the particles, the number of the molecules, number of molecules equal moles multiplied by Avogadro's number 6.02 into 10 power 23. So 6.02 times 0.02, 0.02 multiplied by 6.02 into 10 power 23. So we'll get the number of the moles, or basically the number of molecules, which is 0.12 into 10 power 23 molecules. But again, in the question, they're not asking for molecule, they're asking for atom. So we have to take a ratio after getting the molecules. So we'll take a ratio between molecule and atom. So one molecule of CCl2F2 contain how many atoms? 5 atoms are there. So ratio is 1 is to 5. So if we have 0.12 into 10 power 23 molecules, how many atoms will be there? X. So we'll multiply it by 5. So 0.12 into 10 power 23 multiplied by 5, that will give us the total number of atoms, which will come out around 6 exponent 23. So A will be the right answer. Is it clear? Discussion. Next is question 54. In question 54, considering the reaction sulfur dioxide reacted with oxygen to give sulfur trioxide, what is the maximum volume for sulfur trioxide that could be obtained when 0.5 dm cube of sulfur dioxide is mixed with 1 dm cube of oxygen? So first thing, when we are finding a product, this is a product, we are finding the product, so we should know the limiting reagent, because the limiting reagent is the one which decide the amount of product formed. So first, to find the limiting reagent, the ratio between sulfur dioxide and oxygen is 2:1. So if we have 0.5 dm cube of sulfur dioxide, how much oxygen should be there? X. So cross multiply, this will be 0.5 divided by 2, which is equals to 0.25. So 0.25 dm cube of oxygen is needed for a complete reaction, but we have more than enough oxygen. We have 1 dm cube of oxygen, so it means oxygen is an excess reagent where sulfur dioxide is a limiting reagent. Then we'll use the ratio of the limiting reagent to find the amount of product. So ratio between sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide, it is 2:2 or 1:1. So if we have 0.5 dm cube of sulfur dioxide, how much sulfur trioxide will be there? X. So cross multiply, so we'll get 0.5 dm cube. Because the ratio of the moles and the ratio of the volume is always same, that's why A will be the right answer for this question. Is it clear, this one? That whenever both reactants are given, what should be your first step? Your first step is to find the limiting reagent. And after getting the limiting reagent, you will use that limiting reagent to find the amount of product formed by this reaction. Is it clear? Question 54. Next is 59, part C. In this question, some fact about copper to chloride are given below. Which of these is the best evidence that bonding in copper to chloride is ionic? This part actually is related to bonding and structure. There we will discuss. This part C is actually not related to, directly related to moles. It is related to topic bonding and structure. So in bonding and structure, we will discuss discussion again. Then 73. Oxygen can be converted into ozone by passing through an electrical discharge. In an experiment, 300 cm cube of oxygen is used, but only 10% of oxygen converted into ozone. All the volumes are measured at room temperature and at same temperature and pressure. What is the total volume of a gas? So the total volume of the gas will be the left oxygen and the formed ozone. So first, out of 300, only 10% is converted. So what is the 10% of 300? That is equals to 30. So basically 30 cm cube of oxygen is used up. So how much oxygen is left unreacted? So originally it was 300, 30 cm cube is used up. So how much is left? That is equals to 270 cm cube of oxygen is left. And how much ozone is formed? The ratio between oxygen and ozone, the ratio is 3:2. So if 30 cm cube is there, then x cm cube, cross multiply. So 20 cm cube of ozone will be formed. So the ozone which is formed, that is equals to 20. So what is the total volume of the gas which is present? The unreacted oxygen and the formed ozone. So unreacted oxygen was 270 and the formed ozone is 20. That's why the total sum will be 290. So C will be the right answer for this. Is it clear discussion? Then the next question is 78. 27 gram of a sample of unknown hydrocarbon was burned completely in excess of oxygen to form 88 grams of carbon dioxide and 27 grams of water. Which of the following is a possible formula for this hydrocarbon? So how we can work out? First, we will find the mass of carbon. How to get the mass of the carbon? We know the ratio between carbon and carbon dioxide, it is 12 is to 44. So if you have 88 grams of carbon dioxide, then X gram of carbon will be there. So it will be, because the ratio, one carbon atom is present in one molecule of carbon dioxide. So ratio of the mass is 12 is to 44. So if 88 is there, this will be X. So it will have 24 grams of carbon. And what about mass of hydrogen? The ratio between hydrogen and water, that is the ratio of the mass 2 is to 18. So if we have 27 grams, if we have 27 grams of this, how many or how much is there? So it will be 2 multiplied by 27, which is 54, divided by 18. So 2 multiplied by 27 divided by 18, that will give us the mass of hydrogen. The mass of hydrogen is equals to 3 grams. Now what we do, we will find the formula here. Even we can use the equation, like we can work out the empirical formula and check which one empirical formula, the simplest ratio, matches with the option. That is one way. There's also another way, that if we write, like we have a hydrocarbon which is having a formula of CXHY, it burned completely in the presence of oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water. So if 88 grams of carbon dioxide, if 88 grams of carbon dioxide, how many moles will be there? So it will be 88 divided by 44, so we will get 2 moles of carbon dioxide. So this will be 2 moles of carbon dioxide and 27, so it will be 27 divided by 18, which is equals to 1.5. So 1.5 moles of hydrogen will be there. So this hydrocarbon, which is 27 divided by 18, so 1.5 moles of hydrogen are there, and 2 moles of 1.5 moles of water molecules are there, and 2 moles of carbon dioxide. So this number, which is written with carbon, is representing the number of carbon can present in the molecule, whereas the 1.5 moles of water shows the number of hydrogen which can be present in the molecule. So what could be the possible answer here? Like this compound contain two carbon atoms and it might contain 1.5 into 2, that is 3. So C2NH3. But you can clearly see there is no hydrocarbon which is having a formula of C2, or there is no option which is having a formula of C2H3. So what could be the other possibility? The other possibility, when we multiply like the whole equation by 2, so the other possibility, this will be 4, so this will be 4 CO2 plus this will be 3 H2O. So second possibility, the compound might contain 4 carbon atoms and it might contain 6 hydrogen atoms, so C4NH6. So this is one way of solving that. First we write the equation working out the moles of what carbon dioxide and hydrogen, and using the moles of carbon dioxide and hydrogen we can work out the number of atoms. The second way in which we find the empirical formula, so to get the mass of carbon, we know the ratio between carbon and carbon dioxide, that is 12 is to 44. So if we have 88, this will be X cross multiply, so we'll have 24 grams of carbon, and the ratio between, there are two hydrogen atoms present in one molecule of water, so ratio is 2 is to 18 in terms of mass. So if you have 27, this will be X, this will give 3 grams. Then we find the empirical formula, divide by atomic mass. So this will be 12, this will be 1. So this is 2 and this one is 3. And 2 and 3, when we divide by smallest value, this will be 1 and 1.5. So already they are in the simplest ratio. So we will multiply all of them by 2. So 2 is to 3 will be the simplest ratio. So empirical formula is 2 is to 3. So which molecular formula having a ratio of 2 is to 3? That is option C. So C will be the right answer. Is it clear? So you can find the empirical formula and check which molecular formula is having the same ratio as empirical formula. Next question 93. Complete combustion of 50 cm cube of a hydrocarbon gave 350 cm cube of carbon dioxide. Both gas volume being measured at the same temperature and pressure. What is the formula of the hydrocarbon? So we know the ratio of the moles, like the hydrocarbon CXHY burned, it gives X molecule of carbon dioxide and it will give H2O, but how many molecules of H2O will be there? Because this is Y, so this is Y by 2. So the ratio, if we burn 50 cm cube of a hydrocarbon, it is giving 350 cm cube of carbon dioxide. So what is the simplest ratio? We divide by 50. So this is 1 and this is 7. So means the value of X is equals to 7, or this hydrocarbon contains 7 carbon atoms. So which is the right option? B is the right option. Is it clear? Question 93. So these are the doubts related to topic. Any other question? If you have doubt or I missed that, you can just let me know. Any other question or a doubt related to this exercise? That is about the moles and acids.